and very important in interview perspective. Okay, so we'll discuss those things first. Okay, let me share my screen. So everybody are able to hear me? Okay, so guys, today we are going to discuss about some master pages. These are very important. So why these master pages means the name itself says these will give a common template. Okay, if you see the diagram here, so a master page is like a header. Every page in your website, if you want to give a common look and feel for each and every page, okay, the sidebar and top header and footer. Okay, so these sections are very common when you see in most of the website. If you log into Facebook, you can see like the top bar is a blue one. Okay, and then it has the menus like uh, home, and then the pages, logout. All the menus are visible. Okay, the say whatever page you navigate to in Facebook or any other website, once you log in and navigate to any other pages, you can see on the top few things are very common. Whatever page you visit, okay, that is very common, and that will give a good look. And whenever you want to navigate from one page to another page, a menu will be there that will be common. So wherever you click, it will take to the respective page, but the header, footer, and other things they won't get changed. How these are possible? So each and every page we have to write the entire code, so that's not the case. So master pages they will provide the very best practice to keep the common layout. Okay, so the pages, whichever page you want in a website, the layout is common. Layout means the header, sidebar, and footer. These things are very common, and remaining the body part may be changing. So that kind of scenarios we'll go with master pages. If you see the diagram here, I have a master page that is having header and side menu, okay, and then content inside it. Okay, so this one we call it as a master page. The header, menu, okay, these two are common across all the pages whichever are derived from this master page. Okay, the default and others, these two are the pages which are which are using this master page. Means finally when you run your application, you can see the content of default one, okay, will be placed in content placeholder here, and header and menu will be common for these two pages. Okay, this is very useful, and you can have as many master pages as you want in your application. Okay, and then you can keep nested master pages also. Means for few pages you may need a common master page as well as other master page also. Okay, both together you can use two master pages, one on top of another, and the content page. Okay, so the terminology here is master page, content placeholder, and content control. Okay, master page means the actual layout page which is common and repeats for all the pages whichever are using that master page. Okay, content page means the actual ASPX page whichever will be displayed to the end user, and content placeholder is the one where user can edit the content in content page that cannot be edited in master page, but whereas that can be edited in content page. Content page means there is a derived page, that is the actual page which uses master page. Okay, we'll see an example of that. And the coding wise, everything whatever you do in ASP.NET normal ASPX pages, the same way you can code in master pages. Okay, there is no difference. The only thing is these two controls will be added for your flexibility. Okay, to provide the features, common layout and content based features. This is the content placeholder is only one tag that is added extra in master page. Okay, let me open the master page. This is my application. For my application I have a default master page here. Okay, this one I will go to design mode. So this is a menu control. I will come to this after explaining master pages. Okay, so this one is my master page header. So this menu has to be repeated for all the content pages whichever I use. And then this is the actual content placeholder one. So like this, you can keep as many content placeholders as you want on a master page. So all these placeholders can be edited in your content page. Okay, and then you have a footer here. Okay, so this is the common section. Apart from common section, whichever you put content placeholder, that can be edited in your content page. Okay, rest of the things you can define in your master page. These will common are repeated in your content page. You need not to write these things again and again in your content page. So this is my master page. I have a content page here. This has, so every ASPX page that will have a start tag like this. So that page definition we will give page title page. This is the ASP.NET tag. Okay, that page, what is the title, what language you are using, and then if you have any master pages, you can use, you can specify the master page, that path of that file. And then auto event wrap up means this one is true because all the events in ASP.NET are handled because of this attribute. Okay, this property enables your button click events, all other events to be bind to the basic all the events defined for those controls. Okay, code behind is the file which says the respective C# file for this ASPX page, which will handle all the which has the code for all the events written. Okay, inheritance is just some namespace from where all this got inherited. Okay, so here this master page property or attribute we defined here. Okay, so this master page defines all the content whichever is here that will be repeated. Only this page, this part we can edit. So we will see that. So if you see this page doesn't have any code, but the only thing we have content placeholder. This is the ID and this is the one where I am going to edit all my content. So whichever I want I can add it here. If you see the design, so that menu is there, this copyrights is there, and only this part I can edit. Okay, so this is how you can write master pages. Okay, if I run this, Okay, so here you can see once this got run, and here the menu is there and copyrights is there, and this one got here. Okay, same way I have another page I have implemented. Okay, what is that? Okay, this is my another page. This one I will explain you later, this topic. Okay, state management.aspx. If you see this here also I have the same menu came and footer also there. Okay, so this is what master page it will repeat, so it will keep the common layout, and it without writing the code you can repeat the same lines of code, same design throughout your application. This is very useful. Okay, whenever you go to some other any website you go, you can see this. So you may see that home page, about us page, contact us page. Wherever you go, the other links will follow you, and even the footer section also follows this. Okay. Okay, so any doubts on this, guys? Any doubts, guys? Are you guys are clear? This is the common layout and very useful for .NET, and you will get questions on this in your interview also. Okay, what is master page? How many master pages you can have in a web application? So you can simply say as many as you want. Okay, that is the thing. And then master pages are very important. So any questions, please ask me now. So same way like ASP.NET, you will have for master pages also the respective CS file will be there, code behind file. Okay, there is no difference in the code perspective to an ASPX file and master file. The extension for this master files is dot master. How you can add a master page is just right click on the application. Okay, and then add. If you find here, okay, that's okay, fine. Otherwise go to new item, and here from general, so there is no general, so go to web only. From here web form with master page, you have web form master page. Okay, so web forms master page, so it will give the extension dot master, and you can name whatever you want. Okay, so this is how you can create a master page. Okay, and how you can create a content page is here only. One more thing, normally you will add web forms, but here you have another option like web forms with master page. So normal web form means it won't allow you to means the default template for this is normal ASPX page. So far we have seen, when you add web forms with master page, it will add that attribute master page attribute, and it is directly you can select what master page you can have. So normal web pages also you can convert to a web master page enabled page. So what you can do is simply you put here the master page attribute, okay, master page file, and it shows the available master pages in your web application. You just select that. That's it. Okay, if I run this, I will get that master. So content controls, okay, that content placeholder I have to replace. So all that code I have to replace so that it will become a master file, a content page for me. Okay, if I put that. Okay, any doubts on this? Please ask me now. So this is very important. So these are the master pages. I hope you guys are clear with this. So very important for interview questions, and it will be a good practice if you start working with master pages. Okay, so next is skin files. Skin files are ASP.NET themes. Themes means, so Google themes you might have already seen. Whenever you log into Gmail, you can select a theme, so that will give a nice background of your choice, or even you could select your photo or some other whatever you want. You can make your theme. The look and feel of your home page in Gmail you can make of your choice. So the same way you can make themes in ASP.NET. Okay, this we call it as themes. These themes are there from 2.0 ASP.NET, and you can you can code it very simply. So right click on your web application. Okay, all these are different types of files available in ASP.NET. Okay, add new item. Here, sorry guys, little cold, so feeling little uneasy. Okay, so we have web form skin file. So the extension for this is skin.skin. So you can rename this file name whatever you want. So like that, I created a default theme. So this is a skin file. It defines how your controls or whatever on your page, how they should look like, what length they should be displayed. Okay, that's how you can define a skin for your web page. By default, whatever you define here, that will follow or apply to your controls. Okay, so let's see an example of this. So I have validation controls. Okay, here I have added a theme regular. So this one I will change to default. So default, I have all my text box controls. They should have 300 pixel width. Okay, we will see how much width we are getting this. So this is 300. Okay, if I remove that theme on this page, it will get the controls. You can see how they will be reducing. So this is .NET default. Okay, these are the controls without anything. So this is 300 width I have given. Okay, so this theme, and I am going to give another theme, regular. So this one we will see how much width it is going to get. So this is 500 pixel. So these themes you can apply to your page, so that according to this theme, the color, even you can select the colors and other width, height, and the position, whatever you want, you can define it there. Okay, these are what themes actually. So here if you see, this one is a little bit wider. Here this is a normal. This is even large width. So these are the skin files. I have given very small introduction to this, but actually when you go to usage, these themes are very useful. Okay. So any doubts on this master page and theme, you can ask me now. Okay, I hope you guys are clear. Okay, those are themes. So now we have web.config file, which is very important of any web application. This keeps all the configuration sections are all the settings that are required to run your application. The bare minimum requirements, the application settings, whichever required for your application, those are kept here. So one without experience not supposed to edit this file. Okay, so this contains all the configuration information and application settings information. So you can see the target framework 4.5. So on which framework you are working, your application is running, that one you can keep, and even some other things like your database connection strings and any other third party libraries if you are using, that also you can keep it here. Some authentication information. So authentication, tomorrow we are going to discuss about it in ASP.NET. Okay, that authentication related information, some authorization related information, and even your database connection strings, and many things you can keep it in the web.config file. Okay, database connection strings, caching settings, sessions, error handling, security. So all these things you can keep in your web.config file. So what are these we will discuss. So caching, sessions, error handling, these things we will discuss tomorrow. So they are separate topics actually in ASP.NET. So we'll discuss that on tomorrow's class. Okay, and we have different types of configuration files in in any ASP.NET application. Those are machine.config, web.config. So these two are very important. Machine.config file, this is installed on your machine. You are not supposed to edit this file, but there is an interview question like where you can find a machine.config file on your machine. Once you install Visual Studio with .NET Framework, it installs into your machine and the location will be somewhere like this. According to your framework, that location changes. Okay. See Windows Microsoft .NET Framework version and then config directory. There you can find machine.config file. Okay, so this is the actual settings of any ASP.NET web application. From here, all the DLLs, whatever required for your application, they are referred here. Okay, they mentioned here. Based on that, your application runs. That is the top level configuration file for any application, any web application on your machine, and then web.config file is that is specific to your application. If you want to override or you want to specify some more configuration settings in your file for specific to your application, you can use web.config. Okay, that is what web.config file. There is again one more question here. How many web.config files you can have? Okay, so I can have many files. I can have many files, and that depends on how many folders are my application. Okay, this is my application. Inside that I have two folders like this. If I have many folders, I can have uh, one web.config file for each folder. Okay, and that is the web.config file where your application looks very first for the settings, the configuration settings, and if it doesn't find there, that will check top level. So if I keep some web.config file in models that doesn't have connection string, then that will check outside web.config file. If that is not there in this web.config file also, it tries to check in machine.config. So if there also there is no connection string, then it throws some error. Okay, web.config file also you can have many files and one for each folder in your application. And the priority is the lowest level first. Lowest level means that folder level, whichever web.config file is there, that file will be treated as a primary resource, and then if it doesn't find anything there, then it will check in the top level. Okay, so this is very important file. Without experience, you are not supposed to edit this file. Any questions on this? Are you guys are clear? Okay, so next is global.asx file. Okay, this is very important file. So this also just like your web.config file, and you can find it here. So this is very important. Okay, this has different events. So by default, your application, whenever it starts running, it will handle some events. So all the application level events will be handled by your global.asx file. Okay, the purpose of this event handler is discussed in the sections below. So the main advantage of this is, so I will explain you this thing. So you deploy your application. How to deploy an ASPX application, I will tell you that at the end of the course. Okay, but the thing is, when you developed some application and you deployed an IaaS server, that time your application server will start your application for end users. So that time the very first event application.initialize, this event will be fired. So you can handle whatever you want in that event. Like the example will be, so all the products in your application, so you are developing some e-commerce application. So in that application, your products list is already there. Instead of getting from database every time, what you can do is, in application start, application initialization event, you fetch all the products list and keep available for what whoever queries your application. So whoever opens your application, instead of getting it from database, you just can keep in some state management technique. So that state management also we are going to discuss tomorrow. That is also very important concept. So you can keep it in cache and you can prepare that in future. Okay, so for future requests you can serve that data. Okay, so that is initialization. Application start means, so once your application you got some, so I will give one example. You just queried google.com, you just typed google.com on your web browser. So that request will be sent to your IaaS server. Okay, that time this IaaS server, it initializes your application for very first time. Okay, application initialization happens only once after your deployment, or once you restart your machine, that time it again initializes. Okay, so next application start, that also, that is one is initialization, that is next start means it starts serving the user request. Okay, these two happens only once after deploying your application. And if your server crashes, or if you restart your application server means IaaS server, if you restart again, that time these two events will be fired again. Okay, during these events you can handle application level variables or data. If you want to fetch, you can fetch. Okay, session start is again a another good feature. So whenever, so what I can give simple example is, so there are three people, they are accessing facebook.com from three different machines. So they just type facebook.com on browser and they are sending those requests to the server. So that time three different sessions. A session means nothing but the event from when you opened your browser and entered some URL and sent request to the server, and the time you close your browser. During this period we call it as a session. So three different sessions will be started. So all the sessions start for each user, a session start event will be fired. So that using that, so you might have seen many websites. So even though, if you want, I can give one more example. So code project, this is a very beautiful website which will where you can find a lot more topics on different technologies. So this is total users registered on codeproject.com. Okay, this is okay, and now 57,760 people are online. So how this is possible? So how they are saying this count? Because the active sessions. So active sessions, how they are getting is anytime a request filed. So the code project I typed here, I sent a request to the application server. The moment the AS server receives the request, it starts immediately a session. That session is here. Okay, that session start, it counts how many session starts have been raised. So the count displays the number of users online. Like this, they are doing this. This is also a interview question. People will ask how you are able to show how many users are currently online on my site. So by using session start event in ASP.NET under global.asx file. Okay, so for each start event on my global.asx file, we have the respective end. So application start, application end, session start, session end. Okay, so these events are there. So during session end, you will reduce the count of the variable. During the session start, you will increase the count of the variable. Okay, like that, you can put many, you can track many things during a session of user. Okay, application begin request event is fired each time a new request comes. Okay, session is different and application begin is different. A new request means you are giving request to the server to open a web page. Okay, session means during your session, so during your stint of that application, you are working on that application, all that period we call it as session. Application begin request means you are just opening that files only once. Okay, end request is there, and then application authenticate request is there, ready to be authenticated. So this happens only in forms authentication, application authenticate request. Okay, these authentication modes we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, authentication, state management, these are the two important topics. Those things we will discuss tomorrow. Then you will come to know what are these. Okay, during forms authentication only, this application authenticate request will fire. So application error means whenever you get some, so your application, so we already discussed about try catch blocks exceptions in C sharp. So if you fail to handle the exceptions in any page and it raises some exception, that time that request will be that exception will be caught in your global.asx file. This is again an interview question. Like, so whenever an exception raises in our ASP.NET application, where can you catch? So without writing a single try catch flag, how you can handle all the application errors? So you can handle in global.asx file under application error event. Okay, this is all about global.asx file. This is very important. Okay, any doubts on this? Or you guys are clear? Okay, I hope you guys are clear. So now we are coming back to ASP.NET, that menu control. We ran this application
Hello?
and we are seeing,
Hello.
yeah,
Yes, sir. I would like to know that you said that in session start we know how to detect online members.
yes, how many users are online
Yes.
currently? Yeah,
Can you show me that in Visual Studio? Like in short, if you can.
okay. So this is my global.asx file, okay. So this is common among all the things. What I will do is I will add a variable private int users online. This is my count 0. I initialized. Okay. protected void session underscore start. Okay. Here, what you can do is users online equal to users online plus one. Okay, this one you can keep it as public variable, and then you have protected void session and object sender event house e, and here you will do -1. Okay, or even you can keep this in a session. So because we didn't discuss about sessions, I'm not talking about that. Okay, so this one, so I will try to show it here on this page itself. On page load response dot write. So or else yes, let me take a simple variable, that is a session I can use. Okay, this one I will explain tomorrow. So this session you can keep. So I told you session. Session means this is during a user, once he opens the browser and types some URL and till closes the browser, that request, that session will exist. So I'm saying till you close your browser. Okay. So now we will run
Okay.
this and we will see. I'll put a breakpoint here, one here and one here, and I'm running this page. So the users is very first time 0, it is now 1. So here this 1 is displaying. Okay, this
Mm.
one I will open in Chrome. Chrome will be a different session. You can see here already this is 1, now it will be 2. So now here
Okay.
you can see 2. Okay,
Okay.
this is how
And the
you,
session,
sorry.
okay. The session part you said you will explain tomorrow.
Yeah, two different browsers,
Okay.
so two different sessions. You can check that Gmail whenever you log in with Google Chrome, the same session can't be shared with IE. IE means Internet Explorer or any other browser. There you have to log in again, right? So the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The IE. Okay. If I
Okay.
refresh this, here also you will get two only. So this has to come. Okay, sorry, this one I have kept in session already. So the same session cannot be shared among the applications. That's the problem. Okay, so you have to use some other variable, that is static variable. If you use a static variable, that can be saved. Okay,
Okay.
Okay, some global variables are there that I will discuss tomorrow. Okay, so some global variables means throughout your application, these are the application variables and global variables. That is a different concept that is there. If you use those variables can be accessed throughout your application. Okay,
Okay. Um, okay. And the line after user online equal to user online plus one,
yeah,
that is session into bracket. So that,
this one.
yeah.
So session, that's what I'm telling you. Session we will discuss tomorrow.
Okay.
Session is actually to the session means actually when you open your browser and close your browser, till then a session will be there. Okay, you opened your browser and Gmail, you are logging in. Okay, Gmail or
Okay.
Google if you open and if you close your browser, then only the session will be ended. So you made a request to IIS server through a browser. Okay, that request will be ended. Okay, only when you close your browser. A connection is established to the server. That connection will be closed when your browser is closed. That is a session. Okay. There is a session variable that can be used to store all the data. Whatever you save in this session, that will be lost if you use. Uh, that will be lost if you close your browser. Okay. That we will discuss tomorrow anyway. So this is global.sx and menu control. This is very important. So all the pages wherever you go, even Gmail, Facebook, whatever you go, you can see some top level menu that can be shared among number of pages. Okay, the home page, about us, all this we call it as menu. If you go to any website, even the code project, if I open this one, we call it as a menu. Okay, so like this, if you want to implement, you have to use some menu control in ASP.NET. That is again a server-side control. The usage of menu control is very easy. So that is I defined in master page, that is default.master. So this is the master page. Here I just dragged and dropped this menu control. You can find that menu control under navigation controls toolbox. This menu control, you just have to drag and drop it here. Okay, so this will have some items, edit menu items. It will open a small pop-up. Here you can add as many items as you want. This will add a root element. Okay, if you click this, you can edit it here. Okay, about us. You can give a name, and if you want to navigate to some other new page, you can define your page, okay, where you want to navigate. Okay, otherwise you can pop out image URL. So image URL also you can give, so that it will be opened in a new page. Okay, or image URL, something like this. When they click on that, this will be navigated or redirected to new page. Okay, so this is menu control. Like this, as many controls as you want, you can open. Okay, as many menu controls as you want, you can add. So like that, I have added all the controls, and this menu has two different things. One is you can add the root level elements like this. Under this, if you want to add one more item, you just click. The first one is the root level, means in the same level it will add. Okay, all these are top level. Here only it will add. If you want to add under this line item, what you have to do is add a child item. It will add here. If you click again, add root item, it will add root item. Okay, if you want to add child item, you can add it here. If you want to add one more child item under this, like this, you can add as many as you want. Okay, so this will give you navigation. So This is one thing, and we have a tree control. Tree control also. This is here. What I will do is this one. Here I will add a preview. This is also just like your menu item only, but it can handle the events. Okay, whichever node you click, you can take the respective event. Okay, so just like your menu item, you can add all the root items, their child items, and if you want to delete, you can use it. If you want to move this up or down, you can do that. Okay, so like that you can add, and the same like menu only, you have all these options here. Okay, no other, but this tree view, this will be only like some plus and minus icons you can see, but whereas menu that doesn't have all those icons, it is just like a floating menu, a flow, but this is just like your tree, it will have parents, branches and leaves. Okay, this will have navigation URL, and even if you want to handle some events, you can handle that. If you double click on this, it will generate some event. So on which node it got clicked and that node text and everything, you can get it here and you can process the events. Okay, this is tree view control. Any doubts on this too? These are very, very important, these two. Okay, and then we have a sitemap file. A sitemap file is nothing but, so all the pages in your website you can keep like on under which one. So you may have different products on your website. Okay, even let me open this code project itself. You can see articles. Okay, under the articles you can see all your, you can search articles, you can chapter and section wise articles you can see, and latest articles, latest tips and tricks, top like this. There are all the article related pages are there. So if you want to from your home page, if a user want to navigate to a particular section, you can directly give this top level URL. Okay, this route will navigate that user. So you can see here under my status bar. Okay, under the browser top left, left below left, you can see the URL, it is pointing. So if I click on that, where it will be taken, that URL is showing. So all articles related links I can maintain under this article, and quick question and answers. So all question and answers I can maintain here. All the discussions I can maintain here. Like this, whichever you want according to your sections of pages on your website. Okay, related pages you can group and you can keep under your menu control, and you can make some sections like this. Under those sections, all available pages, you can provide links by using menu controller. Okay, so any doubts on this? So tree view is used for some reporting purpose. In a year, what is the month, what is the day, what is the week. So these week level reports and the day level reports, and some requests you got on a particular day or a particular month. So all these you can check by using tree view. So if you want to provide some navigation like that, you can use tree view. So if you want to provide some page level navigations, you use menu control. Okay, so all these section wise menus for tree view or whatever, you will maintain by using a sitemap. This is a, oh, sorry guys. So this sitemap is actually a place where you can keep all the links. You can categorize your links and you can keep the page links in sitemap. And the syntax for sitemap is this is just like XML. Okay, so this XML will have sitemap node, title. Okay, this is sitemap is a root node, and this is XML format, and sitemap node, title, home, and URL where you want to navigate. Like that you can maintain, and even you can make the nesting. Nesting means menu sections wise. If you want to maintain the categories, you can maintain. So home, services, training, like that. So one under one. So this XML is anyway tree like structure. The same way what you can define your pages under this sitemap. Okay, this sitemap can be directly binded to your AS menu control so that it will provide all the links according to your sitemap. Any doubts on this sitemap file? So this sitemap file is even important for search engine optimization. That is very important, and that is an entirely different subject for programmers. Okay. So any doubts on this sitemap path? So that's it guys, today's class. Tomorrow what we do is the actual ASP.NET page lifecycle, authentication, and then state management. These three we will discuss. Okay, with that we are almost done with ASP.NET. So I asked you guys to implement the application in ASP.NET for school database management. I don't know how far you have done, and if you have any doubts, we can discuss tomorrow about those things. Okay, so any doubts you can ask me now. So tomorrow the topics whatever we discuss are very important. So if you get into your career, these topics are very important while you are programming. Just the ASP.NET page lifecycle, the state management, authentication, authorization. These topics are very important. Okay. Okay guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.